Hello, this is going to be a quick summary of how to do number 13 from the Review Exponential Functions worksheet. As you can see, it lists out, or the problem says that it's 2 coordinate points and you have to write the exponential function for it. So the first one is -1 and 8 1/3, and the other point is 2 and 1.8. Now, what I did do when I worked this out is I am going to rewrite these because I personally like fractions. So I'm going to rewrite this as -1 and 25/3, and this point here would be 2, and I had it as 18/10, but I'm going to simplify that down to 9/5. So when I go ahead and I use that, my formula for an exponential is y equals a times b to the power of x. I'm just going to go ahead and plug in these 2 points here into this equation, and then we're going to divide them so that we can start solving for our a, our b, and our x. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I have we're going to start with a second point. So I have 9/5 equals a times b to the power of 2. And I'm going to divide that because remember we can cancel out our a values when we do that. And now I'm going to use this point here, and I have 25/3 equals a times b to the -1st. When I go and I divide, my a's are going to cancel, and then I end up with 9/5 divided by 25/3. Now on my scrapped piece of paper over here that you can't see, I do have 9/5 times 3/25, and when I do that, I end up with 27 divided by 125 equals b to the 2nd divided by b to the -1st really becomes b to the 2 minus a -1, because remember we subtract our exponents when we're dividing. So this is going to give me 27 divided by 125 equals b to the positive, because I'm going to make both of these a plus, and that's going to give me b to the 3rd. So in my head, I know that if I take 3 to the 3rd power, that's going to give me 27. So that tells me that b then is going to be 3, because 3 to the 3rd power will give me 27. And in my head, I'm thinking, what number to the 3rd power will give me 125? Well, that's going to be 5. So this right here is my b value. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite what I know out of this base equation here, and I'm going to pick a point that's going to kind of give me like something that's easy to work with. So at this point, I know what my b value is, and I'm given 2 coordinate points that I can pick one of them to plug in for my y and for my x value. So that means then I can go ahead and solve for my a. So I'm just going to pick the first point here, which is the -1 and 25/3. So I've got 25/3 equals, I do not know what a is. I know that b is 3/5, and I'm raising that to the power of x, which in this case is a -1. Well, with a -1 exponent, I know that that's really telling me I have to reciprocate, because I have to apply that exponent onto both the numerator and the denominator. So now I end up with 25/3 equals a times 5/3. So now I need to go ahead and get a by itself, which means I divide both sides by 5/3. Those are going to cancel, and now a is going to be 25/3 divided by 5/3 is really 25/3 times 3/5. So my 3's are going to cancel, and 25 divided by 5 is 5. So now that I know that a is 5, what I can do is I can rewrite my final equation as y equals my a value of 5 times my b value, which is 3/5, raised to the power of x. And this right here is my final answer. Please let me know if you guys have any other questions. Have a great day.